Welcome to part 2 of me recapping my experience backpacking from the Netherlands to Italy and back. Something I did last summer for 25 days, covering about 3,000 kilometers and riding every day but one. Today I want to talk about how difficult it is to do such a trip. First of all, anything can happen. Anything can happen. You can have a flat, you can have a mechanical problem, and this is always in your mind because you're very far away from home. Luckily it didn't happen. Not one flat and not one mechanical, except that I have to replace my brake pads as they got completely used. The first difficulty of the trip was that I had food poisoning 2 days before I left, which was kind of a bummer. So I postponed my trip of 1 day, trying to recover, but I didn't leave 100% of my fitness. So that was not a good start. Secondly, the warmth. I left mid-August and arrived mid-September. I faced days of 40 degrees, 35, 40 degrees, headwinds, heavy rain of late summer. The weather was pretty miserable at times, well above 30 degrees, 35, 39 at times. I'm dying here, I'm dying. I went up that hill. Again, very warm. This time with the addition of headwind, pretty strong headwind. I had to pedal to go downhill. Too much. This is just too much. And there have been like 5-6 days in a row that I had to wake up very early to avoid the rain and keep the storm behind me as I was going south. It's also going to be a windy and rainy day with thunderstorm. Very rainy day and cloudy, beautiful scenery, beautiful temperature. My only discomfort is that the tent is wet and I had to pack it wet. Got into the tent, avoided the rain narrowly. Very heavy rain last night. Another heavy rain moment, so I am under children's toys and avoid the rain. It is coming. Cheers. The storm is coming too, so this is too much. This is just too much. It never ends. It's always raining. When I crossed France, there was this thing of having headwind from 12 p.m. onwards every day. As the local told me, every day at noon there is wind from the north, so that was not easy for sure. Brutal, absolutely brutal. I try to capture all these difficulties on camera as it will feel unrealistic for a month-long trip to be awesome all the time. I'll be controversial, but the pizza was okay. Many parts really suck and you will get frustrated, especially at churches and at your navigation system. It's always a church. Always. For nothing. For nothing. Porco, basta chiedermelo. Non sai fare un c***o. It looked okay at first, but then it's all blocked up.
I find important showing these difficulties because those are all difficulties I overcame. I wanted to quit many times, but I didn't. I felt inadequate for the challenge many times, but I finished. This made every beautiful place I saw an unforgettable beautiful place that I earned the right to see and experience.
Almost there. 150 kilometers. Got to the highest point of the day. Was hard, long. I think is way too steep. 18-20%. It's torture. It's torture. Although I can see I'm a little whiny every now and then. I had a very horrible night, I must say. Horrible, humid and cold. It's very cold outside. I don't want to leave the tent. This ride is super hard. Keep going up and down, up and down. A lot of headwind. Today has been punishment from yesterday. I'm really tired. My legs are really suffering. My knees is suffering. My wrist is suffering. I'm glad that I did a preparation of 6 weeks, a very serious preparation of 6 weeks before the trip. This gave me the confidence to start the trip and not being afraid of not making it. However, I must say that the most training came from just doing it. After day 4, day 5, my legs start recovering quickly enough to not be in pain the day after and be completely fresh for the next ride. And what happens is that with the extra weight of the bike and the fact that I did it for 10 days in a row, after day 10 I start losing strength in my left hand. I think I compressed some nerves. I have to live with this uncomfort for quite a bit for the rest of the trip. And what happened is that I was okay in squeezing the brakes, which is great, but I wasn't to do other things. Squeezing a toothpaste out, I couldn't do it with my left hand. Holding things for too long, I couldn't do it with my left hand. And most notably, sometimes I couldn't upshift with my left hand. Goes without saying, with just a little bit of rest, the hand came back normal. But for sure was something that gave me some worries during my trip. I thought I was losing a hand. It was very difficult to drag the bike up the mountains, especially with the weight of the bike. But I'm very happy of how my body adapted to the stress of this trip. So that was great. I'm almost there. Almost there.
It is a very simple life, the one of a traveler. The only worries were about finding a place to sleep, something to eat, which is very easy in the middle of Europe. It is refreshing to experience a life where you only need to wake up, eat, ride your bike, find a place to sleep, and repeat. Eating strawberries. Even if it's only for a few days, even if it's just a vacation. The places you would visit only if you were traveling by bike will always stay in your memory. On top of that, I want to highlight 2 moments, when I finally saw my father and when I finally came back home, that made it all worth it. Remember, if the trip gets too difficult, I just kept pushing the pedals and find my way here. So
If I can do 3 days, I can do 28. Anyway, I'm winter cycling today too. It's very windy, as you can hear. I'm in the middle of nature, in one of my favorite rides that is very wind exposed, but it's beautiful. The sun is shining. Pure happiness, pure happiness. Let's go!